Hey guys, it's Wednesday again, and you know what that means. Super cheesy intro time. It's Blair, your weekly Wednesday vlogger. So this week is the Invisible Illness Week. So as you've probably heard because you've watched other vloggers, we decided to do the Invisible Illness Week quiz survey type thing. So I'm going to try to get through this as fast as I possibly can. Yay! Alrighty, so number 1, the illness I live with is hypo and hyperthyroid. And if we're going broadly, I guess you could count lactose intolerance. I don't know. 2, I was diagnosed with it in the year 2009, I believe. The biggest adjustment I've had to make is, I haven't actually had to make too many adjustments to my life. Towards the beginning, mostly just remembering to wake up and take the pill every morning, because I had to take a hypothyroid pill. But now I'm off of the medication because I have both hypo and hyperthyroid, so it's kind of evened out. So I'm gonna say making sure that I'm comfortable with getting my blood drawn. As you can see, I just got mine drawn, and I should probably take that off now. But, yeah. So I guess just getting comfortable with needles, which I've gotten pretty good with. Most people assume that it isn't that serious of a disease, I guess. And a lot of the times it isn't something to be too worried about, but it really can affect people's lives greatly. So yeah, don't just be like, oh, well, I've never heard of that, so it must not be that important. The hardest part of mornings are waking up. Just like plain out waking up. Hypothyroid can make you feel really sluggish and tired, as I mentioned in my first video. So of course waking up, for like normal people is still really hard unless you're a morning person. But waking up with hypothyroid is insanely difficult, and you just don't want to get up. So, yeah, that's probably the hardest part of my mornings. I think this is pretty cool. My favorite medical TV show is... I don't really watch that much TV, honestly, so I can't really say. I guess I've watched Scrubs a couple times, but that's not really a true medical show. Occasionally on Castle, they'll have something with forensics, which is kind of medical. No, not really. Okay, whatever. A gadget I couldn't live without is, well, if you count bassoon as a gadget, then my bassoon definitely. But if we're talking about technology, my iPod, because it has like everything that I want all in this little thing, and it's amazing. The hardest part of my nights are getting myself to settle down and go to sleep. I spend way too much time on the internet, so yeah, that's usually the biggest problem. Every day on average I take around 7 pills and vitamins. Because I have lactose intolerance, I have to take my lactate pills before having any milk, so it really depends on the day, but the 5 that I have to take 5 every day, but besides that it's kind of, 5 or up, I guess. Regarding alternative treatments, I haven't actually tried any, so if you have any suggestions of awesome treatments that you've had, please comment below or make a video response. Regarding working and career, I teach music, so I teach bassoon, flute, saxophone, clarinet. I think that's it. I don't know. I know most of the woodwinds, and ukulele, as you could probably have guessed, and guitar and a bunch of other random instruments, but I teach most of the woodwinds. So yeah, that's kind of what I do as a job right now, but I'm working towards being a professional musician. People would be surprised to know, towards the hypo and hyperthyroid view of this whole thing, like, of course there's the whole depression thing, but a lot of people I feel know that about hypo and hyperthyroid. So I'm gonna say that my body temperature is crazy now because of hypo and hyperthyroid. Before I was almost always warm, and now it's like if it's slightly cold outside, I'm shivering and just like freaking out because it's so cold, and then if it's really hot, I just get disgusting and it's really terrible. So yeah, that's kind of surprising, I guess. The hardest thing to accept about my new reality has been, I guess, the fact that I have to watch my heart rate more. My doctor told me since I have both hypo and hyperthyroid that it's fairly unstable. I mean, your heart can get unstable from either of those conditions, but since I have both, it's like really crazy. And I love doing sports, like I love soccer and Highland dancing, and I like working out, so like running and lifting weights or whatever. But now it's like if I feel at all out of breath, I need to calm down and relax and not try as hard as I was before. So that's kind of difficult for me to deal with. Something I thought I could never do with my illness that I did was stop taking my medication. I thought that I was going to be on my medication for my entire life, but it turns out that since I have both, it kind of supposedly evened out, and taking hypothyroid medication would just make it worse. So right now I'm not taking any medication, which is cool because now I don't have to wake up and take it 30 minutes before, but it still is kind of a hassle because now my hormones are just wherever they want to be, which is not where I want them to be. Something I really miss doing since I was diagnosed is probably just running for a really long time. I mean, I don't like long distance running at all, but in soccer, I would like to do sprints and just go as hard as I could for the entire game. But I can't really do that now, so I guess that's what I miss. I also miss not, like, feeling up full energy all the time. Because of my hypothyroid, I feel really tired a lot, so that's kind of a drag. It was really hard to have to give up. I know I'm going to use this answer a lot, but sports, like just going as hard as I can. I honestly didn't give up any foods. Is that really bad? Because like a lot of the other vloggers talk about how they gave up all this food, and I'm just sitting here like, oh, my doctor said I didn't need to, so maybe I'm doing something to my body that I shouldn't be. Let me know what you think, because I might be doing something really bad to my body. A new hobby that I have taken up since I was diagnosed was probably something that has to do with music. Before I was diagnosed, I had already been playing flute and saxophone and bassoon, but since then I picked up ukulele, guitar, I restarted piano, other random instruments here and there. So I guess that would be something. Also Tumblr, if you count that. If I could have one day of feeling normal again, I would eat a ton, work out a lot, like just go super hardcore on a soccer game, probably play a bunch of music like I usually do anyways, and just party. Because like, I don't know, it would be cool to just hang out with people and feel energetic like I used to, instead of like, I don't want to see people right now. So, yeah. My illness has taught me to really care for other people, I guess, because now I have been through a lot emotionally and, like, mentally and physically, so a lot of people come to me now asking me questions about what they should do for various things, so I guess it has just taught me like a bunch of life lessons in a short amount of time, which is kind of cool, but you know, unfortunate as well. Want to know a secret? I love how it says that. One thing people say that gets under my skin is probably just like if people don't know what it is and then they're like, oh, I don't care, I don't need to hear it. That kind of bugs me because it's like, I want more people to know about this disease because it's not well known enough and so many people are dealing with it. I guess that's annoying, but I love when people say, it's more like I love when people ask about what my disease is, because the more I tell people about it, the more they'll understand about it. So I just like to spread awareness about it, which is great. and that's why I'm doing this channel, because I really want other people to know about it. And yeah, also I think it's just cool when people want to know about like what's going on with other people. It shows a kind of selflessness. My favorite motto, scripture, quote that gets me through tough times is, this doesn't really have to do with any disease, but believe in yourself who believes in me that believes in you. It's just my favorite quote. I don't know, it just makes me feel all excited and like I can do anything. It's from Gurren Lagann, because I'm a geek like that and I watch anime. It's a really great show, but yeah, that's my favorite quote. When someone is diagnosed, I'd like to tell them that it will be okay. You will have tough times, just try to see the long road to it, I guess. Try to see the end of the tunnel, because it really does get better. Once you find that steady balance of medication, it will get so much better. I still haven't quite gotten there yet, but I feel so much more confident that I will get there, and plus I know how to deal with it now. So once you learn all the tricks of how to deal with what your body is doing to you, you'll feel so much better. Of course there will still be those days where you just don't want to do anything, but you can make it through those. So also I'd like to tell them that please feel free to ask me any questions about it, because I have been through it for the last few years, so I might be able to give you some good advice. Something that has surprised me from living with an illness is how much it actually affects your life. When I was first diagnosed, I didn't think that it was that big of a deal. I mean, of course I was freaking out because they were telling me all this stuff that was going to happen to me, and I was making it such a big deal in my head, but I didn't actually think that my daily life would be affected by it, but that was kind of wrong. But as I said in the last question, it gets so much easier once you know how to deal with it. So yeah, the nicest thing someone did for me while I wasn't feeling well, I don't know, I'm the type of person that likes to be left alone if I'm not feeling well. So when people ask me if they can do anything for me, I'm usually like, no, leave me alone. So I don't know if anybody's really done anything for me, but I guess just like being there for me and giving me their support. Most of my friends do that. One of my ex-boyfriends offered to give me this massage thing that was supposed to help your thyroid improve, which wasn't really necessarily nice because we were kind of just kidding around, but it was pretty funny. The fact that you read, or in this case listened, to this list makes me feel really excited and happy. I just want to let more people know about hypo and hyperthyroid as much as possible. So the fact that you're watching this and probably have watched other episodes or vlogs of Thyroid Diaries is really exciting, and please tell your friends or family or whoever else you know, especially those with hypo and hyperthyroid, about this channel, because I'd really like to spread awareness. So that's really awesome that you're watching this. And that's the last question. So yeah, I made it through, hopefully under 10 minutes, maybe. I hope you're enjoying Thyroid Diaries so far. I'm having a great time doing it, and I hope that we keep going on for a very long time. I will attempt to get this jingle up on the internet soon. I'm really sorry that it's taking me so long. Audacity is just being really funky. So yeah, I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bye!